Chants, chaos and colours. That is how we can sum up Messi's India tour. Now, while the Argentinian football star Lionel Messi fans with posters waited for his arrival at the Salt Lake Stadium in Kolkata on the 13th of December, November 2025, chaos prevailed in just a few minutes. Angry fans vandalized banners, threw bottles, ripped up seats and threw them on the pitch after Messi's early departure from the Salt Lake Stadium. Bengal sports minister now has resigned today. Orders of investigation have been put in. But that was not the only mess, right? Hyderabad crowd was on cloud 9 when he reached there. Football superstar there attended the Goat Cup exhibition match, an event that was part of the 3-day tour. And alongside him were several other players as well. They all came to Maharashtra, but even there we saw some booing. Security was heightened especially after the Kolkata event. When things moved to the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai, interaction with fans, celebrity, etc. There were unforgettable memories, but also, like I said, some booing. But all of that again took a turn when he arrived in Delhi. As Delhi was battling over 500 AQI, hazardous air quality levels, a section of crowd at Arun Jaitley Stadium actually did not forget that. They booed the Chief Minister Rekha Gupta and chanted AQI, AQI. She took the stage to welcome the Argentine football icon. Overall, it was a big, messy mess. The question that comes to mind really is, did football benefit from this? If you are an aspiring footballer, did Messi coming to India leave you with hope, more love for the game? If not, then what did we really achieve with this event? To talk to us more about this, I couldn't think of a better name. Nikhil Nath is here with us. He knows everything there is to know about sports here and has been doing it for years. Nikhil, thanks so much for your time. Harish Bijoor is also here with us. He's a brand guru, and I want to understand what exactly do these exercises really achieve? And do fans really, or aspiring footballers really get the best of it? Nikhil, what were your thoughts? If you had to rate Messi's tour in India 1 to 10, how much would you rate it as?
Well, I wouldn't be able to rate it any more than a 0. And that's not to say that I'm not a Messi fan. I'm a huge Messi fan. I've covered him live on multiple occasions. But I couldn't get myself to join in the festivities as it was being marketed while his time was here in India. And there are multiple reasons behind that. And I know you're going to dwell into a lot about it when it comes to the VIP culture that was on display. And I firmly believe that fan anger that you see, it wasn't just restricted to Kolkata, but you saw that in Mumbai as well as in Delhi, was primarily because you had a situation where it turned into a private event for, the VIPs. And the rest of the fans just got a glimpse of Lionel Messi. Not even playing football, but just a glimpse of Lionel Messi. But I'll get back to the point as to why I say that I couldn't get myself to participate in this event, either as a fan or as a sports journalist, is primarily because where we find Indian football at the moment. I'll give you a few numbers, and that's going to shock a lot of our viewers who are not following Indian football. This, for the very first time in the last 3 decades, that we do not have a national league. So every country has a national level league, the top level football league. This year, for the very first time in more than 3 decades, it has been suspended. Do you know why it's been suspended? Because there are no takers for that. The All India Football Federation put a tender out, and all they're asking is a guarantee of 35 crore from any entity, whether it's a corporate, it's a state government, anyone, to just chip in with 35 crore, take that guarantee and have the National League organized. There's not been a single taker for that. Nobody wants to shell out 35 crore. And what has that done? There are 300 professional footballers that have been rendered jobless in this country while Lionel Messi is here. It's not Messi's fault. It's not Messi's job to fix Indian football. My point is, you spent close to 120 crores on this Lionel Messi visit. I know it's a private venture, but the private venture has been taken care of. Why? Because you've had sponsors, you've had state governments, you've had people shelling out 10 lakh rupees for a selfie. With all that money coming in for the tickets that you've sold, you've covered 120 crore. In 120 crore, you can have 3 seasons of the National League. But unfortunately, that is not happening. Just to let you know where Indian football is at the moment, we're ranked 142 in the world. It is your worst ranking in the last 1 decade. Forget playing the FIFA World Cup. The Indian team has not qualified for the Continental Championship. That's the Asian level championship. The top 24 countries in Asia, Asia is considered the weakest continent when it comes to football. India can't make it to the top 24 in Asia. Forget about the world level. And this is where our national football is, but we have 122 crores to get it sponsored and have it covered. That irony and that contrast couldn't escape me.
So 0 from Nikhil on what exactly is happening. So Harish Bijoor, as a branding exercise, how much would you give it?
Well, I give it very little, because I think precious little was achieved out of this entire 3-day tour. In fact, if anything, it created a lot more controversies. And lost lives is not a great thing to have on hand. And I think we saw it in Kolkata. If you're talking 23 people, that's a large number. We've seen that. We have sporting history in this country which says that sport, passion, and passionate viewers are very difficult to manage. But I don't think we've learned the lesson at all. What happened in Bengaluru with RCB repeated itself to an extent in Kolkata. And fortunately, the other centers were much more peaceful. But what it achieved, at least, I mean, I would be very, very happy to say that if at all this Messi tour has achieved one thing, it's achieved a center stage presence for an issue called AQI. And I think what happened out there is going to actually convey a message to the political class in this country which manages our lives, to say that, hey guys, we make non-issues into issues. We're very, very famous for doing that. And I won't quote the non-issues. But
I would
for
love
heaven's
to
sake,
hear
make an
what
issue
Harish
into a real
Bijoor
issue.
has to say
Thank
on
you,
this. I think
Messi.
it's an
Thank you.
excellent point. Thank you, Messi, for highlighting AQI. I think that's the headline that we can all take away from this, apart from everything else that Nikhil has highlighted about the sport that we should be caring about as well. I'm so sad that that's all the time we have on the program, because this was just getting started and just getting really exciting. Thank you both, Nikhil and Harish Bijoor, for joining us.